All right, I think we're live. I'm Tom.
I'm George.
And the week is over, and hopefully everybody's happy.
Just so you know, I just wrote it in the chat. I said, Bitcoin to the moon, and I'm yelling.
Did you do it in capitals?
You got it. I always do that, and it didn't bother me until somebody was like writing to me all in caps, and it's like, dude, what is your problem? You know, the 1 or 2 or 3 messages you can get away with all in caps, but once it's like 5 or 6, like this person might be mad. And you know how I know? Because it's in caps. They mean business when it's in caps. Got a lot to talk about today, Tom.
I know. I'm going to zoom in here.
This seems like it's been like 2 weeks since we've done this. You know that?
Yeah,
Did we do it last week?
We did, but it's been a long and crazy week.
That's crazy. It seems like it's been 2 weeks. You know that? Wow.
I go to 30 minutes. That's too close up.
My bag hurts from Cleanspark.
Oh,
go over BT and BT new investor presentation. It was funny on TikTok today when I was looking at some TikToks. Somebody actually gave, like one of the stock guys shouted out Riot, Marathon, BTBT, and Cleanspark. He's like, you should buy these companies.
He wasn't a Bitcoin guy. He was just a general
he's just a general stock guy. I was like, finally, someone gets it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, somebody was buying today because it was a good day.
Well, where are we, Tom? Might as well start with where we're on with Bitcoin.
Ha.
Did it break out or no? Not yet.
Well, it's at almost 40,500 right now, so it's hanging out just below, just above my red line, which is key, but just below my blue line. But this was a massive, massive, massive up day. So I would say it's, pulled back a little bit after the close, just right around the close and a little bit after. But here, let me do this. We're at 40,481. So we got as high as 40,940 was the high like a half an hour ago. So holding on, it's up. We're up. Let me get to the other.
Wow, look at that green. It's so nice to see. It's been so long.
This was the close yesterday.
Okay.
To put it in perspective, so from the market closing yesterday, the market closing yesterday to the market closing today, just under 12%. And if I went to the top, it'd be 12%. So we're up. Bitcoin was up 12% from market close to market close. So I'd say that's about as good as it gets.
We only have 1 like.
And this
2 likes.
Everybody like and subscribe, please. I'm going to go back. Hold on. I'm going to zoom out. Something's happening.
What's happening?
I'm not sure. Technical support has taken over the operation. We got some music. Can anybody else hear that music? Do you hear it?
I don't hear it.
I got it. I got music. I got the music.
Is it like the theme of Star Wars?
It's talking investing. No, that's it's not Darth Vader. All right, we got to get rid of all of that.
Did you get any hate from Facebook and saying that this could be bad news for the market or no?
No, I do have one person who keeps leaving me a message that they're very confused because my titles are conflicting. So they said, well, you said the Bitcoin miners are going to go on a bull run, but then you said this could crash the market. So, which is it?
I guess he doesn't understand. One of these things is not like the other. He didn't watch Sesame Street.
It's like, you gotta watch the video. That's once you watch the video, the thumbnail makes sense. Of course, the thumbnail, like everybody, we have to do some element of mystery in our thumbnails, but they're always, if you watch the video, they always end up being exactly relevant to what we talk about. And if I don't do that, by the way, just so that everybody knows, I have some subscribers that watch, but if I do a boring title, I get no views on a video at all. So,
it's funny, isn't that funny?
Works.
Yeah.
That's just the deal.
Shock sells.
Yeah.
I didn't say socks. I said shock.
So I think you have to go all the way back to this day, which was November 8th, which was the day before Bitcoin hit its all-time high. That's the last time we had a better day than we're having today.
Really?
That's
wow.
This green candle. And so you can see this was the 9th, and then we actually got a little higher on the 10th. So that green candle led up to...
Over 90 days?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for telling me, by the way. I was going to ask somebody. Thanks, Bobby Doctor. Bobby Doctor.
Oh, all right. Good. And you hear the music also? Good. Perfect.
Oh, he hears the music?
I think that's what he's saying.
No, he says your headset sounds way better now, George.
Yeah, but before that.
I think, just so you know, I think Tom used to have me, like, dialed way down because I'm loud. It's like, yeah.
That is not true.
So, has it been more than 90 days where there's been a breakout?
It's been not quite 90 days because we're on the 4th right now.
And what day was that?
This was on the 8th.
Wow, so real close to 90 days, though.
Just about 90 days of downward pressure, just short of that. So that was brutal. But this is, I'm sorry, but, well, I'll throw the 100 million lines back on. See, now doesn't it all make sense? Oh, I don't even have that on this one, so get rid of those. But you can see, like, this is almost 2 weeks here. This is clear upward momentum. We had this Facebook tragedy on this day, but other than that, I mean, we've been trending upwards big time here. So, and I would not say that the stocks have been following along appropriately either. So this is another one of those days where everything is super green, but in my opinion, I hate to complain, but it's really not green enough. They should have been up more.
Yeah, I was in shock, personally.
Because you have to measure, like, the movement of a stock today is from the close yesterday to the close today. So that was the window of time. And Bitcoin was up 12% in that period. So these stocks shouldn't be up 10 or 12%. They should be up a multiple of that. And some of them aren't even up as much as Bitcoin was up. So
hang on, time out real quick. If anybody wants us to do a deep dive into a video, please do a super chat, and whoever is the most usually will win. But somebody just said to do a deep dive in something. Sorry, keep going.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and my only request is that it's not a pharmaceutical stock, because that's another level of deep dive. I'm willing to look at almost anything except for pharmaceuticals. So let's go back to the, have you seen, there's an interview where he said another country will get into Bitcoin. Like, I did not see that interview. I'm expecting that, though. I think that's kind of baked in right now. Oh, thank you. Manuel said, good job staying during the bearish action. We all got to do the whole thing together. Good days, bad days. if those of you following the 10K challenge, it started out tough. But for me, I just view those as buying opportunities.
Did we break over 10K again?
Nope, but we were up. We were up on the week. We beat all the indexes this week.
Yes.
So
beat them all.
Yep.
Finally.
So this was good, and again, I feel like we did not get the proper action on these miners today. I mean, what do you guys think? Bitcoin doing what it did today. These miners were already so far oversold for them not to have a bigger up day than this. I mean, like Cleanspark's up 8%. That's less than Bitcoin was up.
You know what was funny? Right before any, sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. Right before any did their little new miner thing, somebody was telling me that they were going to be a short squeeze. Remember, we were talking about that? They'll do anything to get that price up. Oh, we're going to get in a Cleanspark fight today, too. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it hard.
Oh, CA brings up a good point. The market was not great today. So a lot of time, that's half the equation. I think the movement of Bitcoin obviously is important, but the movement of the market is important too. So, these are equities, the miners. So when the market has a tough day, the stocks don't always go up as much.
Does it say any is up 31%?
Hold on. Any ended the day up 31%. It was actually up much more than that at one point. It was up over 40%. I think it was up. It might have been 45% like an hour before the close, and it pulled back a little. But still closed very near its high and a ridiculously high. So the NASDAQ had an awesome day. But the rest of the market was pretty modest day. And this is not that awesome of a day because the NASDAQ was just down 3% like 2 days ago. So, I don't even think it's back to where it was. So, thanks, CA. That actually probably is the answer to the question.
Yeah, it probably is. Could you repeat the question?
Wasn't aware that there was going to be any testing items today.
What is this XELA? Got a $50 price target from Wall Street Bets. I know it won't get that high, but still. And then there's somebody else is like XELA is the next big. And then somebody said to the moon. Some are crying bear trap. I think wouldn't this be a bull trap? But I understand. I heard that one too. I don't know who this is.
I only know them. It's kind of a meme stock. So I see this all the time, but I have not done a deep dive on this company. But they get a lot of attention. I mean, look.
Check Snap.
Their volume today was 54 million shares. And their average volume is 32 million shares. So these guys, this is a heavily traded stock. I just haven't taken the time to dig in and see exactly what's going on here. So should I? You guys think this is something worth? Oh, I know. Snap makes me sad. George and I talked about Snap at lunch yesterday, and we did not make the trade. And it was a no-brainer. All I wanted to do was buy an option on Snap. Because they went down 23% during trading yesterday for no reason. It was just on sympathy because Facebook had a bad day. So my thought process was you buy an option, and it's probably a coin flip, 50-50, that, even if they get close to their earnings, if they have just a decent earnings call, they're probably going to skyrocket. I didn't know they were going to go up 50%. Did not see that coming, but I thought they might retrace and get their 20% back that they lost for no reason. So, yeah, I mean, that's a big cap stock to go up 50% in one day. Did they end up? Where did they end up?
As Tom's looking that up. Eric, I guess, did the play on the XELA. He made 5K. Susan says that if we do this, she'll blast it everywhere, our channel everywhere. So you're going to go and you're going to get to 100,000 subs if you do your video on But you're probably doing honest video on it, and it's probably a meme stock. You know what I mean?
Oh, is this Susan you're talking about on
Yeah, yeah,
XELA?
yeah.
Ah, what do you? It sounds like you have great power, and with great power comes great responsibility.
You're not supposed to make me laugh. I'm gonna blush.
Snap was up 59%.
59. You man.
I know.
We have not been wrong.
It does
Except
no
the
good
times
to
that
talk
we are
about
wrong.
it at lunch. That
I know.
does not make any.
All you have to do is
money.
grab my phone and say, "Hey, buy this."
Oh, that's true. We could literally just do it while we're eating lunch.
I know
That's
it's so simple nowadays. Look at it this way: on $1,000, it's only $550 or $580. So,
We got.
oh wait, in
Pinterest
one day.
also went up big time. Yeah, and I think Amazon had a. Let's see where they ended up. They reported and it wasn't even a knock it out of the park report. They're up 13.5% today.
At that volume, oh my goodness, $375. Wow.
Yeah, that's a couple $100 billion.
Well, we know where the Facebook money went.
That's right. Everybody left Facebook and went to Amazon and Snap.
The thing that scares me on this chart, does anybody see anything that scares them on this chart? Don't leave this page, please. What scares?
Susan,
Is this?
Just go ahead, George.
What does anybody? Is it blurry on your page? Because it's kind of blurry on mine. I don't know why.
The screen?
Yeah, it could be just my settings on it. But what out of everything that you see right here, what scares you? Out of everything, all these indexes up on top, there's one thing that scares me.
Oh, I know what that is.
Yeah, there's one thing, and it scares me at such a degree that I still do not have confidence in the market.
Am I right?
You're right. The oil,
Oil's-
91.92.
Yeah, it's pushing $92 a barrel.
It's basically pushing $100. And remember, everybody, we crashed at 133. When that oil got to 133 last time, it destroyed us.
Yeah, I mean, that's concerning. There's no doubt. But, we get numbers every day, and they're all over the place. We got the payroll report, and it said that the jobs numbers were going to be a train wreck. And then we got the job report, and it was through the roof. So,
yeah, you don't know.
it's something every day. But the price of oil is the price of oil, and it is clearly going up. So, $92 is definitely.
I think everybody knows.
Disturbing.
I think everybody is skittish. I mean, honestly, I think there isn't one person out there. What do you guys feel? There isn't one person out there that isn't skittish. And
thank you, Susan. Sorry to interrupt. She said she just shared our stream. Thank you. I appreciate
Woohoo! it. So, Tom.
Yes.
Can we be frank?
That depends.
Okay. Let's be real then.
Deal.
What in the world is going on with Bitcoin? Is it going to go up? Are we going to break out this weekend?
I don't want to jinx it, man. I mean, this was the best day in 3 months. And like I just put on the screen, this is the daily candles. So you can see, like, this is almost 2 weeks. And I can't draw, but I'll do a trend line. I mean, all the lines come back. But you can see we're up. We're 2 weeks into an upward momentum. And I feel like it's real. So I hate saying it because, then look at this red candle. So as great as this is the best green candle we've had in 3 months. Well, we just had a red candle bigger than this a couple weeks ago. So it's like, you guess. What do you guys think? Are we going up from here? Are we going to hold 40? I think it was massive that we passed 40,000. And we've been above it for many hours now. I did not expect that today at all. Last night I said, I hope, I think we can test 39,000 tomorrow. And we've been bumping into 39 and failing. But it just went right through that in 1 minute. So I thought today's action was extremely impressive by Bitcoin. So I don't know if part of this is the shorts finally started to get squeezed, or if today was just a rotation back into Bitcoin. I know we've been trading hand in hand with big tech, and obviously Amazon and Snap went wild. So, maybe that was a piece of it. I don't know. I'll take it.
Do you think it's still tied?
I don't even know
why
why
the two are still together.
There's absolutely no reason that they should be correlated, but they have a fairly heavy correlation right now for reasons I can't tell you. And I've not heard anybody give a reasonable explanation for that. Bitcoin is not doing what it's supposed to be doing yet, and I do think that it will. I think it's still, remember, this isn't even a $1 trillion market cap asset, right? There's stocks that are bigger than Bitcoin. So it is still fairly easily manipulated in the short term. In the long term, I think it's going to do what everybody thinks it's going to do, and it's going to go where it's supposed to go, but there are forces at work.
Yes, we're talking about XELA. What is XELA? Can you tell me what it is?
You want to go back to the...
Yeah.
Here.
I just want to know really what it is.
Let's
and
talk.
Bruce is tired.
Let's talk about it. All right, so we got a market cap of $211 million, so it's a small cap stock. Like we said earlier, it's massively traded. This is a super popular stock. It was up 3% today. So here's the Cliffs Notes. Provides transaction processing solutions, enterprise information management, document management, digital business process services worldwide.
Anything about Bitcoin? I mean, anything about blockchain?
I mean, it's data management, but I don't see them mentioning blockchain.
Oh, wait a second. Anti-money laundering. I'm out. Anti-money laundering. So isn't it usually the opposite? If it says it's anti, we use this to launder money, but we can't say that, so we call it anti. No, I'm joking.
I think I might end up doing a deep dive on this. Susan has been very persuasive. So
17.5K employees. So I mean, they're decent. They're only 211 million though. That's tiny.
17,500 employees.
Dude, that's like you could like have a Bitcoin mining operation and get rid of almost 2/3. Sorry.
They got $1 billion of revenue. This is not a small company.
Go to profit. Did they make anything?
The market cap is small. They're losing money at the moment. Let's see what the analysts think. Not that that necessarily matters. So they're trending in the right direction. It looks like this year they're going to lose 79 cents. Next year they're going to lose 22 cents a share. See how many shares they have. By the way, this is just a part of what this is what I'm doing right here. This is like step one for me on researching a new stock. So these are the things I always look at. How many shares they have outstanding is a critical number, and a lot of people pay no attention to that at all, but it is crucial. So they have 259 million shares outstanding, so that's okay.
What would be a red flag that you would see right there, Tom?
1.8 billion, even 800 million, that starts to be excessive. 250's on the high side, but it's still okay. So, and really, you just need to understand it in relationship to the share price. Because if you have 200, this is how I always think of it. How much money do they need to make $1 a share? So if there's 259 million shares outstanding, they need $259 million of profit to make $1 per share. Now they're trading at 80 cents, so they're not trying to make $1 profit per share. All they need to do really is make like 10 cents a share, and they're gold. So then you take this and you say, all right, so that's like $26 million. If they could show a profit of $26 million, they'd be in good shape. And it looks like they're going to show about a loss of that they're projecting this year. But this is still in their, let's see what their growth rate was. But this is still, a small cap, high growth company. See that, these numbers I need to understand better because these don't make sense. This worries me. But maybe you guys can give me a hint You can give me a head start on my homework.
Oh, sales growth -10.
Yeah, I mean, it's down 10. It was 1.29 billion last year. It's 1.17 billion this year, and that's not even as concerning to me as the forward projection is 1.2 billion, which is only 2.7% growth. So they're at 2.7% growth. They're losing money. That's strike one and strike two. That doesn't mean it's a bad stock, but that is not a good start.
Unless they just introduced a new product, acquired a new customer base.
Well, I think this is a Wall Street bets situation, and that, that can be a big factor. They could run up, Sue's saying, they're saying 50, so she's thinking $5, and that makes sense. You could see this run from $1 to 80 cents to $3 or $5 just on Wall Street bets, or whatever group if it gains a little momentum. But this would be a trade in and out if we're talking about that. I mean, Sue, is that what you're thinking? Susan? I don't know if you go by Sue or Susan. Are you thinking of just getting in and out of this and making the money in the middle?
Oh, dude, pump and dump. Pump and dump. Seems like it's like...
Thanks for sharing the stream.
Step
Appreciate
Brothers.
it.
Stocks? What was it called? No, is it Step Brothers? What was it called? Yeah, Step Brothers.
Yeah.
Seems like something they would do. Pump and dump. Sorry.
The dark pool, he's saying dark pool short interest is very high. I love swing trades like that. I know. You know what? I don't catch as many as I used to. I used to do a lot of swing trading, and I will tell you, doing this channel actually is digging into my swing trading time. So, because you got to be on it. And I never day traded. I'm not a day trader. If you are, that's fine. And that's great. I don't understand day trading. Day trading is all algorithms, and you're using a program and it's telling you what to do, and you're trying to scalp a penny here and there. That is not for me. So I'm more of a deep dive buy and hold, or buy on a swing trade. This would be a very fast swing trade, but yeah, I mean, people have been there have been a lot of instances. This is where you don't want to get caught. It's the AMC situation. You want to take the run from 20 to 50, but you do not want to take the run from 70 back down to 20. So it's getting in and out at the right time on these wild swings. But now we've got, Amazon's the fourth biggest company in the world, and it's up 14% today. Facebook was the sixth biggest company, and it was down, tragically. Snapchat's a large cap stock. It was up 59% today. So those things it's not just the big caps. Everything's trading like it's a penny stock. I mean, everybody on this stream is probably used to these smaller cap stocks and used to that kind of activity. But to see Snap up 59% that blows I don't think I've ever seen that on a $30 or $40 billion company. Unless they've had some kind of earth-shattering news. I mean, there was no news. They just beat on earnings.
But isn't that funny? Those guys knew they were going to beat earnings, and they dumped it the day of. Oh, hey, Martin, I just want to let you know, I was saying this to Tom last night. We were talking. I walk outside, and I see the new moon. And I go, Tom, it's time to buy. He goes, why? Just trust me. That's my theory. My theory is that there is some correlation with the new moon. Don't know if it's right or not. It's just a theory. This is not astrological advice. This is not financial advice. But that's my theory, is that it's with the moon. Bitcoin goes up and down. When it's a full moon, it starts to get hammered right as it's going up.
Well, if you Google it, there is some correlation. I don't know if it's a total coincidence or whatever the case may be, but I know that's a theory that's out there, actually. There's a correlation between the full moons and I think Bitcoin dips or, lows. But that is not my trading strategy. Sell on the blood moon.
Oh
think
yeah,
that's
I
only
totally
from
agree.
time to time, though. What is that?
Yeah, it's like usually 4 times a year or like 3 times a year, the blood moon. LOL. The moon theory. Hey, not financial advice. How you doing, buddy? The moon
Hey,
theory
welcome.
is correct. See? Because I feel that I know you guys will think I'm a wackadoodle, and I think I am too. So I think Bitcoin is more spiritual than people realize. And you know, so we won't get into that, but there's only 21 million.
There's 21
there's
million
only,
Bitcoin, and they're
and
not
there's
making
only
any more.
and there's only 50 million millionaires. So only 1 out of every 2 millionaire, if they buy it, will have one.
And then you've got people, that have 1,000. So that changes the whole equation. And then you've got a couple million that are lost forever. So that knocks the number down. I mean, that is the long-term thesis. So, you sit and look at the chart and go, where's it going today? That is very hard to do. And as we've seen over the last, really, 2001 was crazy. And 2002 was starting out the exact same way. I mean, we're all over the place on this thing. But I do think I remain in the exact same spot from a big picture standpoint, which is why for most of these Bitcoin miners, I buy and hold. I will tell you, I also do options, and I sold some options today. So I sold some of the calls that I had bought because they were up. So that's my way of kind of trying to trade off of these stocks. But the actual stock, my stock position, I'm a buy and hold on these because I think 5 years from now, these are going to be at numbers that are unthinkable right now.
I know I can think pretty good, Tom.
Unless, of course, the new mystery machine is real, and then
it's all over with.
It's all over for everybody. So
we could have just got dumped, by the way. It just says 1 person watching.
I think that is wrong. Is anybody out there? Because it's telling us, hey,
hello,
Mark Twain.
hey, Mark.
Maybe something's going on with the stream.
No, I'm sure it is. I was going to ask you something. Talk to me about CleanSpark, because you did a really interesting video on CleanSpark.
Yeah, I got some spirited reaction in the comments section on that video. So, and I'm a CleanSpark buy and hold. So, I start from that position, and I have not changed that. It's one of my large positions. But I did a conversation, did I do a video yesterday? If you guys want to watch, I did a video yesterday on that. And basically I was talking about the fact that they're really not hodling any Bitcoin. They've got 461 Bitcoin, I think, on their balance sheet right now. And they used something like 470 in January to fund operations and growth. So I kind of just talked about how I get doing that, on a short-term basis, but it would concern me if they started to spend all of their Bitcoin every month. At some point, they've got to have a different strategy, in my opinion, but I caught a lot of flack in the comments. I would say 85% of the people disagreed with me, and one person went as far as to say hodling is for idiots, I think, or something to that effect.
Hodling is for idiots? And I think time will tell whether you're right or whether you are wrong. I think it's, I mean, overall, they gotta be wrong.
To me, it's not. To me, it's a matter of when. I was in full. If you look at one of my older videos, I was in full support. I actually recommended that strategy before they did it, because they had this $500 million shelf offering out there that I felt was holding the stock price down, because everybody thought, they're just going to grab stock and liquidate and dilute us. So they made a conscious decision to start spending their Bitcoin to show that they were very committed to not diluting the stock. So I encouraged that, and I thought that was good. My only point now is they're now spending more Bitcoin than they're mining. January was the best month they've ever had. They mined, I think, 305 or 308 Bitcoin, which was their all-time record by far, but they spent a lot more than that. So that's not a sustainable formula, was my point. But I think a lot of people took offense to that point.
Mark says, congratulations on your HUD 8 video.
Oh, thank you.
Somebody wrote smoking. I don't know what that means.
I don't know if you guys saw that. If not, please check out. I got to sit down and talk with Sue Ennis from HUD 8, and she knows her stuff, and those guys have some very interesting stuff going on. So that was a pleasure, and we're hoping to do some more of that.
You're getting some negative feedback here, and I want to share it with you. Awakened Soul basically says, stop with the doomy videos. He thinks something horrible is happening, and then he drops everything to watch it. So I guess the clickbait's working.
I apologize that some of our things may classify as clickbait, but I would my counterpoint to that is if you watch the video, they always our thumbnails always tie in exactly to what the video is about. But
now going back, hang on, let me defend you, Tom. Going back, and it's still the correct answer today. There isn't another stock that has plummeted that much like Facebook did and lost that type of market cap in the history of the stock market.
Yeah, it was the worst.
So that's a one in a lifetime thing right now.
Yeah, that's a record that may not be broken. I mean, that was the worst day any stock has ever had by far. So that was my point. And I know a lot of people are like, well, I thought you said it's a bull run and now it's the end of the world. And well, for Facebook, depends on what stock you're looking at and depends on what facts each day brings. There's one of the things I want to talk about and get your guys' feedback is you can watch a video that I think the thumbnail says game over. And that is about Sphere 3D and this purchase order they've made for 60,000, what I'm going to call mystery super miners. So
why do you think they're a mystery? I don't understand.
You got to watch the video. Apparently, if these and again, this is not a rumor. These guys filed a press release, and when you do that, and I double checked the SEC, they filed it with the SEC. So they put this information out there that they are buying 60,000 miners from a company that's brand new, that's never sold any miners to anybody anywhere.
New miner.
And this miner is 4.5 times more profitable than the next best miner on the market, according to their press release. It's 440 terahash. And that's why, check the video out. My point on that was I said game over, and I said if this is true, I'm selling all my stock, because honestly, if that machine exists, and I am extremely skeptical, I do not believe that machine exists, but if it exists, everybody on the board's going out of business. If that machine is real, then any will be basically the entire Bitcoin network. I don't believe that's true. I don't think that's true, but that is what they put in their press release. They put they're going to go to 32 exahash by the end of next year, and then they got an option on another 24 exahash, and they have first right of refusal for every machine this company ever makes. So, they're looking at it. Oh, and by the way, this company is lending them all the money. So they're getting $1.7 billion of machines for $29 million deposit. So I can't say it's false. They put out the press release. They filed it with the SEC. All I can say is if that machine does what they say it does, then everybody else is done.
All the other miners?
There's no competing with that.
Because what will Marathon would be the biggest, or Cypress, by the end of next year? This year? The
problem is, even if somebody can keep up with them in exahash, if this machine is in fact so energy efficient that it's 4.5x more profitable than the best machine currently on the market, which is what their press release claims, There's no competing with that. When you can see the amount of machines being bought, so the worldwide hash rate is going to go up substantially. It will eventually double or triple, and then we're going to have a halving. So it's going to be somewhere between 4 times as hard and 10 times as hard to mine a Bitcoin 3 or 4 years from now as it is today. So if somebody has a machine that's 4 or 5 times better than your machine, I don't see how you can compete with that. I don't think, I also can't think of another example throughout history of such a massive leap in technology. And my point was, if you did have that massive leap and you did make the best machine that's ever been made by far, why are you not selling it to anybody? They're giving it to one company and on a loan that they hope to get paid back on. So it didn't make
too many red flags.
Right. It's not passing my common sense test. That doesn't mean it's not true, but.
So, question time. You ready for the question?
Go ahead. Yes.
No. You're doing something else.
I was.
But we're getting not financial advice is giving us some kickback on XELA.
What's the
kickback is he thinks it's going to 20 cents.
To 20 cents.
Yeah, he says he would buy puts. It's trash. It's a dump and pump, dump
Are they
money.
selling options on that? I didn't even look.
I didn't look. I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, they are. Well, maybe it's a straddle.
Oh, yeah.
I very rarely use that, but if this is a super volatile stock and you don't know what direction it's going in, maybe it's a straddle. Usually you just lose money on straddles.
They're fun, though.
Yes, they're fun.
I've made like a lot of money and lost a lot of money in the same day, and vice versa too.
XELA, Susan says XELA is not going to 20 cents. Look at the 30-minute chart or the daily. So I'm going to have to end up. It sounds like a lot of you guys definitely have some interest in XELA, so I'm going to do a video on XELA. But it's going to take me, I got to take the weekend and research it and do something that makes sense. I usually spend a lot of time before I put a video out.
That seems to be the hot button. Should I have an extra 10 grand? Should I buy it? See what happens?
It's 80 cents. They're giving it away.
He's giving it away to a company that doesn't make any money.
By the way, there's
if I
a
wanted
link
to not
in the
make any
description.
money, I'd go home.
We have a free Discord. Hold on, I gotta re-ring the bell. I might not know how to do that. Oh, sorry. Now I pressed every button. Like and subscribe. There's a link below to our free Discord. I think we got like 400 and something people over there now, so we got some conversation going.
420.
The most
420.
It's highly focused on Bitcoin miners. So, but
we're stuck on 420. Sorry, I'm like a kid, guys. I'm sorry.
Seriously.
Did I get you all messed up? Sorry.
Awakened Soul is saying expecting small caps to run when short squeezes begin. I think we have cycled into the small cap stocks, which I'm saying anything from 50 million to $1 billion. All these stocks, I have a watch. I got 80 stocks that are down 80% or 90% on my watch list, and I did a series of 5 videos and I recommended 21 stocks to put on your watch list, every single one of which hit its 52-week low on the day that I recommended it. And those stocks now, a week or two later, have all made a run to the upside. And I think that's just getting going. Mark Twain saying the Discord is great. Thank you, sir. Back to third. Oh, we definitely have a battle going on over what XELA is going to do. And I can't give a reasonable answer because I haven't dug into it yet. So I'll let you guys know what I think when I do my video. I see it all the time, and there was another one somebody mentioned that is also a very popularly traded stock. It's off the screen now. I can't find it. I'm just reading some of the comments. Did you guys look at the minor contract? I'm not sure what that means. Growth stock that doesn't grow. Yeah. Well, you know, growth stocks have been out of favor big time, really since I would say March of 2021 was the peak, and they've been going, you know, it's been a very rough road for the vast majority of small cap high growth stocks. And I've also gotten some pushback on calling certain things a growth stock, and a growth stock is a company that has high growth, not a company that stock is rising. So, you know, somebody said, well, the stock price is the same as it was a year ago. It's not a growth stock. No, its revenue's growing 100% this year. So that's a growth stock. George is on his
I'm
own
like
plane.
Uncle Buck. I'm sorry, guys.
Awakened Soul saying, I'm with you. So many small caps at the bottoms. Hard to decide. That's exactly right. Hard to decide on which ones to pick. You should make a top 10 small cap video. I will try to do that. I put, you know, it'll be 10 of the 21 that I put on the list that I already have. But that is my hardest part right now. I've got a very long watch list, a lot of which I think are an absolute buy right now. But you can't buy everything. I mean, there's so many stocks in a buy zone at the moment that I have a very high confidence in. This is not financial advice, but I personally have a very high confidence level that some of these stocks are just, I have a list of stocks that are trading, their market cap is less than the cash they have in the bank, and they have no debt. So, you know, I won't go too much deeper on that, but there's a few scenarios where that is something that could happen. But, you know, unless you have a massive cash burn rate, for your market cap to be less than the cash you have in the bank, that's free money. Buy the stock, it's free money. It's going to at least be worth its cash.
I wonder why Wall Street Bet picked this.
I don't
this
know.
Company.
Somebody's the guy behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where.
Because you're looking at it, I don't see why it's gonna jam like it. You know what I mean?
Well, one of the reasons a lot of these Wall Street Bet stocks have jammed is because everybody's on the same page. So it's not a play on the fundamentals. It's just a play that, all right, we're gonna buy this stock and run it up.
They're just your classic pump and dumps.
Yeah, and I didn't look to see if they have a big short position, and someone was saying there's a lot more short hidden in the dark pool, so.
How did they do that?
There's
it's just
almost
not reported?
No short position on this. So, you know, it's not going to have a short squeeze. And I don't ever buy or sell a stock hoping that somehow there's a lot of stuff going on in the dark pool and it's all going to fix itself in my favor. People can make money that way. I don't have any. I've got enough stocks that like I was just saying, I've got a list of stocks I already can't buy because there's too many in a buy zone. So I don't know. This is definitely an interesting one. So I'm going to have to do more work on this one to talk intelligently about it.
You're down 80% and you hold Tesla?
Did you do options or leverage?
I'm doing a deep dive into Tesla. We hit one of my company vehicles, rear-ended a Tesla. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I have a feeling it's a very interesting thing. So I think Teslas are causing a lot of rear end accidents.
This is not the opinion of this channel or this network. This is George's personal opinion.
It's my personal opinion. I have a feeling that Tesla's, automatic car is causing a lot of rear end collisions. I don't know what, you define what the word a lot means.
Well, I know their stock is back over 900, and they had pulled way back. I think they were under 800 for like a few minutes during one day last week, but they've come back. But they're not at their all-time high by any means. There's 100 real smart traders on Wall Street Bets and 10 million amateurs, says Bobby Doctor 333. That's probably true.
If you want to gamble, go to the casino. Yeah, that's true.
Eric is saying Mara and CleanSpark are his largest mining positions. CleanSpark's one of my largest mining positions. That's why it was so funny. I was really just, on my video, I brought up something that I think is worth talking about. Their HODL strategy is different than every single other miner in the entire industry. So I think it's a valid thing to at least question and talk about, but people did not like that at all. So, but I'm bullish on CleanSpark. It's one of my biggest positions. I like those guys, and I think Marathon's way undervalued right now. I was not at all impressed with their January production numbers. They've got to get their act together. I think that stock will rise as they get their pool working properly, because right now they're not clicking on all cylinders yet. But I believe they will be. They've got good management over there, in my opinion, and I think they're going to good places.
They bring up an interesting point. Financial advice, not financial advice, is that I think it's fun to have a little bit of money, or whatever your risk appetite is. Just realize you can lose it, but you can also make it big. I mean, some of my most riskiest plays have also been my biggest rewards, also.
And sometimes it's about waiting it out. So
yeah.
Sorry, I am old. I have to squint
in
to see
Cincinnati.
this. WIM, I think. We love CleanSpark in Belgium. Shout out to Belgium.
We're number one. We're the number one investment channel in Belgium, just so you guys know.
We have at least one viewer, so we appreciate it.
I don't know anything about Belgium. Sorry.
Thank you. Thanks for tuning in from Belgium. So do you guys trade that? You guys are able to trade CleanSpark in Belgium, it would seem.
That was an interesting one. Jack says it's time to close short positions in Marathon.
Time to close the short positions.
Yeah.
I would say it's time to close your short positions in every miner that I have on this board.
This is not financial advice.
This is not financial advice. You're right, but shorting the miners right now is a pretty risky. That's a pretty risky bet. And it's not a long-term thing because, well, in my opinion, I think these guys haven't even started their run yet. They've been oversold. They have had everything go against them, and they're oversold to a point that's to the ridiculous right now, in my opinion. So I don't know how long it's going to take. I've been saying end of the first quarter, early to middle of the second quarter, all this should shake itself out, in my opinion. I hope it's sooner than that, but I don't think they can push it off any further than that, and I think we should be seeing some really nice jumps in a lot of these stocks. So some will be better than others.
Number 2 in Belgium. Poops number 2.
Oh, so Jack's asking, is it time? If you have, yeah, I mean, I can't tell you what to do, but if I had a short position in Marathon, I would close it right now if it was me.
Well, this is the question. Is this going to be the, what do you think it's called, the bull trap or the bear trap? Where it goes back down after the weekend, like it does always?
Well, let's put it this way. If we zoom out, if I start here, down, down, down. So we've been going down for a long time. This is a nice change of pace. You won't see this anywhere else in here. This is the longest, most consistent up streak we've had, and now it's kind of taking it up a notch, you know, getting back over 40,000, and we're still over it. If we can hang out over 40,000 all weekend long, I think that will be a game changer, and we'll be back on the right track. But there's no guarantee of that. You know how these weekends go, or these days go. I mean, look at these candles. There's huge swings. But I'm going to take the optimistic approach. I believe we're headed back in the right direction. I think that they've been these are the same, and a lot of these fall into small cap high growth. So that's another reason they're getting beat down. The small cap high growth stocks got beat down. Bitcoin's been beaten down. The miners are beaten down. So, you know, at some point all that's got to end, and the shorts got to clear out. There's a lot of shorts in a lot of these miners, including Marathon. I know has a large short position in it. So, you know, I'm not saying that's going to cause a short squeeze, but I think the timing's wrong at this point to be short.
So I guess no one really believes any, even though it went up 31%, because all the other miners would have got hammered.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much the market has processed that. What do you guys? Can you guys comment? Do you know what? Have you seen any press release, and do you know what they're claiming they're doing? Because I just did a video on it. And
that would make them the biggest miner, right? This year.
Right. If their press release is true, they're going to be the biggest miner and make by far the most money out of anybody, and it won't be close. Which is why I'm having a hard time believing their press release. Not saying it's false. Just telling you that I personally have a hard time believing it. And it seems like the market doesn't believe it, like George said, or all these other miners wouldn't be up. You know, Any had a nice day. They were up. They ended up 30, I think, 31%, and they were up over 40% at one point during the day. So I don't know. Maybe there's some believers and some non-believers, and only time will tell.
I mean, not even a video of the machine running.
Right. Well, that was the part that confused me the most. They're going to buy 60,000 machines, but they're going to get 12 of them delivered in June to test. So what's happening in February, in March, in April, in May? Does this machine not exist yet? The press release says it exists. They send it to an independent lab. They tested it, verified 100% of all of its specifications. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you should check it out, because this story is either false or it is a 100% game changer for every single Bitcoin miner.
It will change the whole
Those
market.
are the only two things. Those are the only two possibilities, in my opinion. This is not financial advice. Eric is saying, what do you think? Most miners, 100%. You think most miners are going to go up 100% from here? Yeah, I mean, I think 100% is just a checkpoint. That's just to get back to where they were 3 months ago in a lot of cases. That's the thing. When a stock's down 80%, you know, 80% down does not mean 80% up. You got to go up 400% to get back to where you were. Or 320, I guess.
Cue the dog.
So there's a lot of upside left. That's why when I look at these, you know, when I do my videos, I show on the charts, it's like, hey, just to get back to where we were 3 weeks ago, is up 50%. Right? And we know we were extremely oversold 3 weeks ago and 5 weeks ago and 10 weeks ago. So that's why I'm saying, with some patience, it's very hard, because this was a very long downtrend. So I'm sure a lot of people got pushed out or gave up, or whatever the case may be. I'm sure a lot of people ran out of powder a long time ago, because you can only buy so many dips in a row. So, but for those of you that are willing to wait, I think there's big upside ahead. I love CleanSpark.
What about this? Somebody said something about HUD 8 coming out with their own crypto, their own coin. Did you hear that?
I did not hear anything, and I just had a talk with Sue and asked her anything else you guys got going on, and she did not mention that. So I don't know.
Maybe they weren't doing it as part of HUD 8. Maybe the CEO's doing it as just, his own little side project.
Well, maybe it's the chairman of the board or something. The CEO for HUD 8 is Jamie, and I know she's not putting a coin out.
I thought it was HUD 8.
They've
I
got.
could swear. I'm gonna go back and look for it now. Congratulations on your HUD 8.
CleanSpark's 3% of my portfolio. I want to get it to 5 to 10%. That's closer to where it is for me. So yeah, I'm with you. This is not financial advice.
He said, I posted a link to the CEO's LinkedIn. It looks legit. Riot is stopped mining for the Texas winter. Didn't you also say Bitfarms stopped some of their miners?
Yeah, two different things. I know that Riot had, and I don't know if the storm came or not, but they had agreed to shut down their Texas operations if Texas got hit again, which was they were expecting to do. So that may have already happened. And Bitfarms talked about in their monthly update, basically in January and February of every year, they take a little bit of a hit because they got to share their power. So a part of the time, a part of their machines are powered down because it is so cold in Canada where they are that, they need the energy for people. So they do some sharing for a couple of months.
Did you cover tokens yet from HUD 8 founder Andrew Kildrell? You know who that is?
No.
Yeah, I told you I saw it. Maybe you should. Maybe Tom will look into that.
So I don't think it's related to HUD 8. It may be the founder or the chairman of the board, but I won't speak too soon, but I don't know how we would have missed that. I just did that interview 2 days ago.
Look at that.
I'm trying to catch up. I lost my place.
Rainer.
I'm averaging into Bitfarms at the moment. My position in HUT is filled, so I'm in those as well. I'm in Bitfarms, I'm in HUT, I'm in CleanSpark. I'm not in everything, and some of the things I'm very bullish on, I'm just not in because, I can't be in everything. Any is so painful. You got that right. I really don't want to miss out, but wow, does it look like BS. That's from Gus. Even the graphic of the miner from their website looks awful. Their website, and I showed that in my video, just to be fair, I showed their website. I showed their Twitter account, which had a sum total of 2 tweets, all within the last 2 hours from when I looked at it. So their Twitter account was brand new. And their website, to me, looks like somebody just did a WordPress thing very recently and threw it up there. And you're right, that's not a real machine. It's just, I believe, it's just a graphic of a picture circling around on their webpage. So I don't know. I don't want to, I'm very conflicted. I don't know why they would file this with the SEC and have it be something that's not real, but by the same token, it just does, every part of that story seems too far-fetched to believe to me. But some people caught a nice run on it today. It was up 30-40%. So, but that's what I worry about. That's. And by the way, when are they merging? Because they've been merging with Griffin forever. So, is that ever going to happen?
Dude, it's funny how you forget who this was. This Gree?
What?
Is any Gree?
No, support.com turned into Gree. So that was its own absolute train wreck. Sorry for any of you who were involved in that at the time. I did put out 2 videos ahead of that saying that's going to be a down 80% deal. That was the most confusing deal ever. It's not even, I don't even like, it's wasn't appropriate in my opinion.
There's still a $500 million market cap right now. Greenidge.
Greenidge is a real company, and they deserve to be they deserve to be that or more. That's not the point. The point was they were going to be a $6 billion market cap company in order to not go down. And that's what I was trying to tell people. You don't understand, when the merger occurs, it's going to make them a market cap of $6 billion. And that's not happening. They're not a $6 billion company. So sure enough, within 1 or 2 days, they were down like 80%. I don't see anything on this board that has that type of situation coming up, in my opinion. The one that I am totally baffled on is Eni. So Eni, which is also called Sphere 3D, which is also allegedly merging with Griffin. So that whole situation is just too confusing for me to wrap my arms around. And now they're buying a new super machine that travels through time and space, I think.
Here's an interesting thing that just happened after hours. DigiHost went to $4.28, closed at that. They are down 9.11% right now at $3.89. The bid ask is $3.90, $4.30. That's crazy.
Weird things happen on those, especially on DigiHost. When you see stuff, this is a great thing that you bring up. Here's my 2 cents. When you're looking at things in after hours, it may not be very meaningful, especially on small cap stocks. Just about 2 weeks ago, it looked like DigiHost was down 40%. But that was on one trade of 200 shares. So, an $800 trade made it look to the world like DigiHost had crashed. And everybody was in a panic about it. So that's the kind of stuff that can happen in after hours, especially on small cap, low volume traded stocks. Now, if it's a small cap, but they're trading 50 million shares during the day, they're probably trading 1 million shares or more after hours, and you could rely on that a little more. So you just got to know your stock.
Is there a one of these trading platforms that show you the actual board of the after hours stock, or no? How many?
I don't know the answer to that. I don't look. I stopped trading after hours many years ago, so I don't even look. I mean, I see what happens, but I pay no attention. You can notice, you'll see. So with the Bitcoin miners are a perfect example. There's times where after hours, all of a sudden they're all green, and then you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and you see, wow, they're even more green, and then at the open they're all down 8%. So you just wasted all of your time looking at the pre-market. Susan, I did do a video on MViz, and they have the LiDAR technology. It seems like they have a lot of potential. Their sales are very small. You're saying their CEO sucks, and I don't know what the answer to that is. I didn't come across that, but I'm real conflicted. That is one that you're exactly right. That is beaten down big time, and it seems oversold. And it seems like this LiDAR technology have already caught on more than it has. So I don't know why their sales aren't more. Maybe they will have big sales this year.
They're saying you should try to get a interview with this new miner. The name is Kennedy. The chief executive officer is.
What's the name of the
Kennedy.
miner?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Can you add watermark into TradingView so we will know which stock it is? I don't know what stock it is, but I can look it up and add it. $Rose, the crypto from Oasis Labs, has a partnership with Facebook Meta. Staking giving 20% interest. Well, you get some confidence if they're partnered up with Meta. I'm always worried about staking. Yeah, BitBit, I actually mentioned them. I have a video that I'm going to post right after this live stream, and I do talk about Bit in there. They jumped today, and I think that might be just the beginning for them. When I look at their chart, they may be about to go on a big run, in my opinion. So, and that's one of the most volatile Bitcoin miners. I'm not in them right now. I'll call it lucky. I caught them at $4 or $5 and rode them up to like 16 or 18. I got out. They proceeded to go all the way up to $30, but I did not catch the rest of that. And I just feel like I won on that one, and I've been out ever since. But I do think they look like they're set up to run.
Sorry, I was trying to find this guy, Ian Kennedy. You know he lives in Florida. He's from Canada.
Oh,
but you know he's got to live in Florida.
Susan's telling me to get the CEO of XELA on the show. I can ask. You know, sometimes I'm shocked. We've reached out to some companies and they are willing to talk. So I can ask. May not be that person though. That's, you know, they send who they send.
They send who they send, huh?
Well, a lot of times they have a person that's the front. I don't know if this person is... If you've seen him in front of the camera, then he's somebody that I may be able to interview. But if you haven't, then he probably doesn't do the interviews.
Says he's awesome. Just doesn't know how to make money. Oh, sorry. Said that out loud. That's why I can't interview these guys.
Oh, watermark is a setting. It's not a stock. All right, I'm technologically impaired, but I will do that.
Do you see that last one about CleanSpark? Do you know anything about the radiator miners?
Yes.
I mean, basically it's a radiator. You know what I'm saying.
Right.
Do you know what a radiator does? I mean, it's a radiator.
So that is a high, I think they got 200 petahash that they're going to do that with to start. And, you know, supposedly you can overclock the machines and increase output significantly by doing that. So, you know, we'll wait and see how that goes. Because it's these machines heat up, as you guys know, beyond belief. So that's the beauty of like Hut 8 and Bitfarms and Hive. Their machines are in weather that they don't even need to do anything. Just open the door and their machines stay cool.
Oh, he's in Miami. I found him. I knew he would be here. This Kennedy guy?
Oh.
Ian Kennedy, or how do you say L-A-I-N? Elaine?
L-A-I-N.
I think that's Ian. Ian?
Oh,
Leon?
maybe. Is it I? Well, it's not an I if it starts with an L.
L-A-I-N.
Ian.
Ian, I don't know. But he's in Kennedy. I mean, he's in Miami. I knew he'd have to be around here. He's probably not really in Miami. He probably lives where we live.
Gordon wants to know, if we get the CEO to come on, will you wear a shirt and tie, George?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
Nope. The answer is no. I was going to wear my Ghostbusters shirt today, but I stuck to my regular uniform.
You know why I dress like this? Is because looks can be deceiving.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you know me. I'm mostly casual clothes.
I don't think this is where this guy lives, by the way. I just pulled it up on Google, and I don't think this is his house. But you know what? If it is, he drives POS, and you can barely see his house, and it's not on the water. That's not him. If he just did a $1.7 billion deal, he's living in a $1 million house, guaranteed.
At least, I would think.
If we get
I gotta
okay,
remember who these guys are.
if I get to interview, no, because even Elon Musk wouldn't wear a shirt and tie. He's always dressed like this. I think he's like you, Tom. He wears a black shirt.
Well, he copied me. I've been doing that for 30 years.
They can't thank these guys with these brains. They're always going.
It makes life simple. You put the same shirt on it every day. I got a closet full of black shirts. I got some other shirts. And George bought me some different shirts for Christmas. I want everybody to know. So maybe I'll wear one of those next time. He bought me some cryptocurrency t-shirts and that kind of stuff so that I will stop wearing a black t-shirt around every single day. And his wife bought me a Seinfeld t-shirt. So I don't know anything about these guys. I'm going to have to look into, I see this all the time, but I don't know anything about them. They had super low volume today, or this is skewed. Let's look at the history and just see if there was a couple of monumental days. No, they typically have more volume. Well, they're up and down. Yeah, see, at this period of time, they must have been going ballistic. So is this a Wall Street Bets thing or no? Because this is another this is $250 million. So this is another small cap. It's trading at $1.53. Something, this is obviously not right. I wouldn't think unless this is a pharmaceutical.
It is.
Oh, well, there you go. See, this is why. You'll notice every live stream I always say I can't do biotech, I can't do pharmaceuticals. I don't get it. It's not my space. And I tried because actually I think there's huge money to be made in this space. But I also noticed over the last couple of years, I haven't seen too many things past phase 3 trial. So I don't know if that's just because, we're in a pandemic and we're worried about other things, but I don't know of a pharmaceutical that's popped in the last 18 months. If you guys know, you can tell me one. But even if you tell me one, this stuff is over my head. I got too many things I'm already following, so I can't get into the pharmaceuticals.
Just so you know, I'm looking to see who the largest stockholder is. Anybody want to bet who it is? Number 1 or number 2?
Of which company?
That company.
Oh.
PROG.
Well, I bet it's either BlackRock or Vanguard.
That's my bet. Anybody else want to take a bet?
Unless, there's a chance they're third.
I just listened to a video. It was actually a TikTok, sorry.
Oh, there you go.
They are managing $21 trillion right now. 21 trillion.
That's insane.
And basically they're in one city.
Vanguard's got to have some kind of number like that too, because like here I just looked at XELA. They're the number 1. Vanguard's always 1 or 2, and BlackRock is usually 1 or 2. They're down at number 10 on this, which you almost never see. You pick 10 stocks, and I'll bet you at least 7 of them, Vanguard and BlackRock, are the number 1 and 2 shareholders in them. Which is insane. BTC 40,500, yes. That is crucial. It's holding on very nicely.
You know what's cool about filing lawsuits against people? You get to make it on their SEC filings.
That's great. That's how you want to be known?
Hey.
As the guy who sued somebody in the...
Hey, I got my name. I told you I would get my name on their SEC form.
Great.
And you thought I was lying. Look at my name's on more of these filings than anybody else. Just to see the word poop on it would be so funny.
Gotta get rid of that. So you can see like this took out. Today was crazy. Again, the close was here. Yesterday we closed down here at 36,000 and change. So we ran through, forget these other lines, but these red lines are longer term lines of support. We ran through 2 of them today, and we're hanging up above this line. So if we can hold 40,500, that would be amazing. But it's a long weekend, so we'll see.
Oh, is it a 3-day weekend?
No, I'm just saying, in Bitcoin years, the weekend lasts forever.
I'm telling you, this week, it seems like it's been 2 weeks.
ATER, I've studied that stock. Let me look and see. I think it is biopharmaceutical, though. Are you leading me astray? No, it is not at all. $174 million market cap. They got options. See, I gotta dig in because this doesn't, this is just one spot to look. They're showing small amount of growth next year, but that's not necessarily true. You can't you can't just look at one source. Wow, though. They lost money. They lost $7 a share this year. They're obviously expecting to do a lot better next year, but yeah, that's my. So these are the quick double checks I do. I'm showing you what I'm doing. There's 50 million shares. They lost $7 a share, so they lost $350 million, and they have $37 million in cash and $34 million in debt. So that makes me nervous. But they say their cash burn rate is much, much less than that, so I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of non-cash transactions in there. Executive compensation, that kind of stuff. I will look at this. I've looked at these guys before. I just don't remember them. It's been too long.
Wow. If this doesn't tell you, I looked up DAB. If this doesn't just tell you they hold miners, and if this just doesn't show you how much these miners have been beat up, it's insane. Didn't you say something about MicroStrategy? They were probably in a good position to buy, Tom? Or with some type of leverage position because of Bitcoin?
I don't invest in MicroStrategy because to me, the Bitcoin miners are a much more leveraged play on Bitcoin than MicroStrategy is. MicroStrategy is only very modestly leveraged versus Bitcoin because they have to raise money and they have to buy it, at market value. The Bitcoin miners are mining it for pennies on the dollar. So let's see what their top holdings are. Square, Coinbase, Marathon, Riot, MicroStrategy, Voyager. So yeah, they're a combination of. I've yet to find maybe they can't do one. I've yet to find just a Bitcoin miner, and there's enough of them out there to do it now. There's 20 plus publicly traded Bitcoin miners on the NASDAQ, but they all tend to diversify into these. I mean, this is more of a direct play, Coinbase, but Square to me is an indirect play. I mean, it is related, but it's an indirect play, and it's their biggest position. So I think some of those they just use to stabilize their fund. Voyager. 120,000. And the other thing that makes me frustrated is I have not yet, if you guys know of one, I have not found an ETF that has any volume on options. So see, like here, these guys have options. One. They traded one of these today, 6 of these today, 2 of these. So it just hasn't, this little subsector hasn't matured enough yet for these to be as active as I would like them to be. I like this. I'll keep my eye on this one. I don't know about this one. I follow, I think, 2 or 3 other ETFs. I don't invest in any of them, but I think they could be useful. And for me, what I'm really waiting for is for their options to get volume to where I can take protection against all my positions by just buying puts in an ETF. So that's what I got in my head, but there really isn't one right now out there. So I don't know if I answered the question on what do I think of their top 10 holdings. I think it's a mixed bag. I think, you know, it's very dilute. See, they've got Taiwan Semiconductor, which, by the way, these are the guys who are partnering up with the guys who are partnering up with Eni to make the super machines. This is a big company. Hey, JJT. Good to see you. Not financial advice, you're thinking the same thing. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything out there yet big enough to do it. So I assume these will grow and, you know, get to the point where that'll work, but not yet. We're running a little long here. I think we're almost an hour and a half, so. Anybody got any other questions? Or George, you got any other thoughts?
No, not really.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up. Thank you, everybody. Hopefully everybody had a good trading day today. I mean, if you're in Bitcoin miners, today was green. I know we have a lot of XELA people in here today as well, so I will do my homework on that one. And we can talk about that one next week on the. Thank you, JJT. I appreciate it.
Have a good day, everyone, or weekend.
Yeah, have a great weekend.
And Bitcoin to the moon.
Bitcoin to the moon. Hopefully Bitcoin hold 40,000. And everybody, thanks for watching my videos, our videos, and thank you so much. All the comments. I got to catch up. I'm actually 1 day behind. I'm usually very attentive. I like to read everybody's comments and answer them. So I do know I got a little tied up on the Cleanspark comments because people were beating me up a little bit, but that's okay. Everybody gets to express their own opinion. All right. So thanks so much, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Bye, everyone.